pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The approval of the minutes of the regular meeting for November 17th. So far, there's no questions.
I'll move the minutes be approved as presented.
Sorry. All in favor. What thing you want to do?
First, what we had in November, just starting off the new year, we had 10 runs, 7 in the township, 3 in town. Melissa asked me about inventory, and we're planning on doing that right after the first of the year. I've reviewed everything you sent me, and I have found some different discrepancies, but a lot of the new will probably be on the new truck 6.4. Some of the equipment that we've added there, but I have found a couple items that need to be added to, but other than that, we're planning on working on that right after the first of the year. Get that done, one of our training meetings. That's all I got. Any questions?
Anyone got anything? Thank you. Matt?
Just real quick, we hit the inventory. Melissa, you should have my inventory by the end of the month. We got our stuff pretty well done. I just got finished putting a couple things in the computer. Also, let the board know, I did speak with Pool Group. I spoke with LWC, and they are not going to do anything to the Market Street over there by the library. They don't feel that it was any of their responsibilities. And then the LWC architect also told me the library don't feel it's any of their responsibility to take care of it. So at least they've got the barricades down, but they said they're not going to take care of the street. They don't feel they did anything to the street, and it wasn't theirs to have to worry about taking care of. So just to get back to you on all that, you know, so we know where we're at.
All right. Anything on that is the street?
It needs asphalt. I mean, it needs a skim coat on it. So I mean, that's my opinion. They obviously their opinion. They don't want to do it. So you know,
That's something that our ordinary maintenance situation. I mean, what we would do anyway.
well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, yeah, it could be on the list, but it wasn't on the list because they had it closed. So I mean, it might not be for 5 more years. It just depends on what we can do with that. Because obviously we don't know what we'll be doing asphalting next year, depending on financials with the way the money's work. Yeah, I mean, I've got other streets that are worse than that. I don't have my pacer grade right here with me to tell you exactly what it was graded at, but I kind of left it alone because it's been close to 2 years, and I figured they was going to go ahead and put a coat on.
Yeah.
So
Tom Pool and LWC both said they have zero responsibilities after they.
I talked to Steve Sweet through LWC, and he said give him till Friday. That was last week, and he told me that he had talked with everybody, all the parties involved, and Pool, the library, and LWC doesn't feel that it's their responsibility to have to do anything to it.
We don't have any pictures of the condition of the street before.
I'll have to get with Dereck. I'll get with Dylan and see what we got. But yeah,
Yeah. Compare before and after. And see.
yeah, we'll see where we're at. So, yeah. Yeah, he basically, the architect told me that they didn't feel the street needed to ever be shut down for them to do the work over there, is what Steve Sweet told me. That street would have never needed to be shut down. So I said, okay. So
Guess we all learned the lesson.
we learned a lesson off this.
Yep.
Don't do road closures
Without a contract.
stating that this is what it'll be.
Anything else? Alright, we got an ordinance first reading amendment 2024-16 for the salary ordinance.
This is basically, to pay Officer Earl when he joins us, he will qualify for the last pay in the year. So this is basically amending last year's salary ordinance to include him for this year's pay. It's just a technicality I have to do.
Well, so is that this part here, is that a typo?
No, that's different, that's different.
Okay.
You're looking at this one.
The
short one.
actual ordinance.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get to that later.
We really need to let us tonight, right?
We need to go quick. I can't pay him until we shot. If he comes and works, I can't pay him.
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment ordinance.
Let's go.
2024-16.
Yeah. Because this is amended. So.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on, ordinance for second reading, 2025-6. Integration of the fire department.
And Jim and I talked after our last meeting. We did change the wording where the fire department will bring you their selection for the chief, and that will be up to you to appoint or confirm. On that, it's the same agreement as previously presented.
Section 5, line 2.
Is that something that is in your guys' file of how that position is chosen?
It more aligns with what we've done for the last 50 years. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have it actually in SOPs.
But
You don't actually have it in your SOPs, how you guys select your fire chief, like qualifications or anything like that. You guys just, I would suggest
Well,
probably to go ahead.
well,
I don't know that it addresses chief, but it does say to be an officer, you have to be
Yeah,
2 years and things
yeah.
like that. We may need to fix that once
Yeah.
it's,
I would say that would probably be
It's a
something.
sentence.
that's about the only thing that really does say.
and then maybe make it align with this.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
says that we have our vote and then bring it to the board.
Yes, I would suggest just amending that.
And
So that
which I've sent a copy of our bylaws to Jim.
Mhm.
I don't know if he reviewed them or anything he needed for that, but basically, I think that's all it says is to be an officer, you have to be on at least 2 years, which I've been followed the whole time I've been there, but I mean, I think that's all it really says. I don't think it has any other qualifications or.
Does the chief pick those officers? Or?
They're all voted on.
Yeah.
Chief, first assistant chief, second assistant chief, secretary, treasurer, and training officer. There's 6 positions that are voted on by the members of the department.
we do nominations in October and then vote first in November. Any changes takes over our first meeting in December.
We'll need a motion. Make a motion that we approve ordinance for the integration of the moving fire department. 2025. A second. All in favor?
Abstain. Melissa, should I sign this and write abstain?
Abstain, yeah. I'll email you a copy tomorrow.
Moving on to third reading, ordinance 2025-5, 2026 salary ordinance.
Okay, you guys have seen, I highlighted a little change I made at the end after I was going through year end of the salaries. And the way that the payroll falls this year, our last payroll ends on December 21st. It pays December 26th. So when I was going out and laying out John's final pays and so forth, I realized he's actually going to be working 3 days past that final, what I would call end. So he does qualify for 3 days of pay in January, the first pay in January. That's what that is. So those are 3 prorated days that he will work on that final payroll that goes into January. So that's what that is, where I added him.
Other than that, everything we've discussed is the same that we've been looking at for the past. So we need a motion on that for both to discuss.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-5.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor? All right, going into miscellaneous business, fire protection agreement with the township.
Okay, so this is we do this every 2 years with townships. basically the same contract we have with them, other than it has changed just a tad bit. With the fire department becoming, members of the town. So basically, the only wording that's changed other than our address since we moved, is rather than us being what we would call the fiscal agent of the fire department, we are now quote unquote what Jim has referred to as the governing body for the sake of this agreement. So everything in this agreement is the same as what we have done with them over the last, I think this is the third contract we've done with them, since we had this all redone, because I think it was 12 years since before that one, and that one, before, it's been a long time since this has been revisited. So, only thing that's changed with this, the wording wise, is just from fiscal agent to governing body.
Everyone's had a chance to look over it. There's been discussion.
I would abstain.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between the town and the township fire protection services. Second.
All in favor?
Who was that second? Is that Joe or Jared? Jared.
All in favor? Abstain. Next is the annual community assistance partnership. Deborah Hackman.
Hi, Debbie Hackman. I think I met some of you, a few years ago anyway, when you were talking about your solid waste contract and your, maybe I think at that time you talked a little bit about recycling or curbside in the town of Brentwood. But now that, Wayne and Union has dissolved their solid waste district, it pretty well limits a lot of the things that you can do in the county. But I just wanted to remind you that I'm here if you need anything, if you have questions about recycling. There's still a tire grant out there that IDEM offers for tire recycling. I'm not sure whether the county's going to take advantage of that, but I suggest that if they don't, that you do. There's one per county. If you don't have a solid waste district, then they pretty well open it up to some other county entity that may take advantage of that. That's a $10,000 grant. And if we're talking about light truck and automobile tires, that's about 4 semi-loads of tires. So that's something you shouldn't, shake a stick at if you, could get that tire grant. Electronics collections could also happen if you did a user fee and make people pay as they bring in TVs. Everything else is usually free to recycle. And I've talked to the commissioners about this, but they just kind of shook their head and, set me on my way. So I just wanted to make sure there was somebody else in the county that was aware. I know you're a small county. I know you have limited resources on the things that you can do as far as recycling is concerned. And so I wanted to make sure that you got advantage of everything that's out there now that you don't have the support of a district behind you, that you had in the past. I've also done a lot of, lithium ion battery education through fire departments. A lot of the trash trucks have had fires, or landfills, we've had a couple fires, recycling facilities where the lithium batteries get damaged and they spark and they cause fires. So to protect them, work with the fire departments and helping get the word out about how dangerous the lithium batteries are. And if there's anything else trash wise, recycle wise, you got my information. Just let me know. That's what I'm here for. I have no money to give you. All I've got is technical assistance. I can advise you. But if you have any questions, give me a call. That's my cell phone on there. So we just want to make sure you get the advantage as far as you can, because you don't have that district behind you.
Thank you. Just on the quest, you're restrained.
Yeah, I fixed up a house here in Liberty, and it was vacant for the month of October. And the home inspector left the water softener to bypass, and it ran the water for about 15 days straight. So I went to get the bill, and it was $482. So I think that she went ahead and adjusted it to what it would be on average had that not happened. And I think that,
They all have all that in their packet. They all have packets. They all have
okay. Yeah, so I was just seeing if I could get that adjusted down to what that would have been.
So we're looking at the 2 and 110, correct? Is that,
Yeah, I think that that's
I've got it.
which one is it?
281.
We're looking at 281.
That one's right there. That's why I got it.
I think the 281 is the adjustment. Yeah, the 201 on the final bill.
Is there any thoughts?
And this was not a break or a leak. It was the bypass. It went through the water softener.
Yeah,
and
and
into
it
the
went
sewer.
into the drain on the house, which I don't think the drain in the basement actually goes to the sewer because it's higher. Not exactly sure where that goes.
You said the home inspector did that?
Yeah, because it was vacant except I don't know if it's the home inspector or the homeowner went down there, somebody went and fiddled with it, but
So you had the water turned on, then he went in there.
and
fiddled with
it got
possibly.
it got put to bypass somehow because when I went to because he found a drip right around that area, and when I went to look at it, I saw that it was running, and I went ahead and turned it off then. But it was about I was expecting a large bill because of it because I hadn't been to the house for probably 3 weeks at that point.
That's a little different than our usuals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, it did go through the sewer and hit that.
You know, have any thoughts? How do you want to handle it?
When they're going into the sewer, I don't think it meets the criteria for adjustment.
I think you're right. I think our policy on that, I believe, states leaks.
Yeah, basically, it's going into the ground and not through the sewer system.
Well, the sewer pipe is actually went out of the back of the house about 5 foot higher than where this actually ran down into. So it must have been some sort of an old storm drain or something that was leaking in the house.
Matt, would it be possible to dye that, like, throw some dye in that floor drain and see where it ends?
Yeah, I mean, we could
And then maybe readdress this at the
we
next meeting?
look at
I mean,
it, see if we could go in there, put some dye in and then run some water in behind it, and just see if it
Yeah,
comes
give him
out.
a fair shot. I
Yeah,
hate
to
to,
come out
you
to the
know,
sanitary and then see if it does come out, and then that way we'll know.
yeah. If it's
But
not
obviously, it's got to be going somewhere though.
good, right.
Yeah.
Most of them, the drains from the old houses go into that, and then it goes to the sump pump pit, and hopefully they're not tied into the sewer either, but that could be, but yeah, we can put dye in there. Jack can meet up with him and get dye, or we can do that.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah,
Do you have some pump?
I don't own the house anymore, so it's not actually my house. I've sold it. So I don't think I would ask them to do that.
Does the house have some pump?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where the drain went in the basement floor.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, we have to follow policy, and our policy state, basically leaks, and if it goes, then we can do it. But this one is a little different, and not being able to do that, I mean, that I think that's about all we could really do to maybe get it to fall under our policy. I don't know. Yeah. I guess we need to have a decision on what we want to do here then, officially.
I would say if we could get them to do the eye test and either verify or, announce that it didn't go into the sewer, then, we could approve of it once we have that information.
Anyone else have an issue with that?
Matt, do you feel comfortable approaching the new owners?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, yeah, I can go talk to them. I mean, no, I can't promise you they're gonna let me in there.
Sure.
And get them
That's
dye.
gonna be entirely up
But
to you.
I can talk to them and see if they'll,
Just
if
explain
they're
the
up for it, and if
process.
they will, just explain what I got going on. The only thing's gonna be is that, right, the only thing's gonna be to them that they gotta realize then, if that is tied into a sump pump or tied into something, then it is going through, so then that way we'll know it is going to the sewer, but we got to, yeah, it'd be nice to know where it went. I mean, I'm okay with talking to them, and if they'll allow me to, then we can give them some dye. That's not a problem.
And then if we can't do that, then just unfortunately he'll have to pay that.
Were there repairs done after this on everything that you're describing?
Well, the water softener had a bypass where it made it flow, but I don't think that needed repaired. The repairs I did were to a leak that was right there, but no, I guess when I took it off of bypass, it made it flow the way it was supposed to flow to where it wasn't just draining out, I guess. I don't think it actually needed repairs as far as that goes.
Well, we'll have the town go over there and run some dye through there and try to work with you.
Okay.
If it doesn't work out, then be expected to pay the bill.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And then adjustment request for Mary Miles.
And transparency, as all you know, this is my mom. Becky ran her check reports and found out my mom had gone through 35,000 gallons of water. Matt even saw it too and was like, that's a lot. My mom lives there by herself. I went and put dye strips in all 3 of her toilets, and 2 were leaking. So she did have Ramey's come fix it. So it is what it is.
Well, it said she had more than one that was bad.
But two toilets that were bad.
2.
Mm-hmm. One is in the basement, which they never go in. They haven't been down there in years. So.
Any thoughts? They do have a receipt there where they had it fixed. Started mixing that.
deal with the supporting, documentation where she had a problem with it, but, the adjustment should be allowed.
I'll second.
All in favor? And then we got more for the Union County Historical Society, Steve Rose.
We're extremely lucky in that the Depot Museum is actually, as close as I can figure, open between 60 and 100 hours a year. We do have a restricted use toilet in there. Unfortunately, I will take the blame of checking it when we had an event there and people had left, but it ran for 11 days, I believe. Right now.
Yeah, something, yeah.
and used 35,000 gallon. And I was talking to a good friend, a plumber of mine. It was $344, and the town is very generous with us and makes a contribution in the spring, which we very much appreciate. My question is, because a plumber friend of mine said that's not possible through a 3/8-inch line, flexible line into a toilet to use 3,500 gallon a day. So I got on the internet, and I know the internet can sometimes not necessarily be perfect, but a 3/8-inch line at 50-pound PSI will use 720 gallon in a 24-hour period of time. So I went down in my unprofessional way, unhooked the 3/8-inch line, which would be restricted because it's going through a toilet that my guess is the original toilet and is certainly corroded up because, you know, we're only open from Memorial Day to Labor Day. And I said, okay, and talked with Matt. He was very helpful, and the records that Becky had. But I said, okay, what if we double it to 100 PSI? That's 1,420 gallon, and still not 3,500 gallon. Now, can we stand the $344? Absolutely. My question is, are meters ever certified, or what do you do to get one replaced? Because I don't believe in my mind there's any way in the world that we could have used 35,000 gallon in 11 days. Having checked it and just ran it into a gallon jug at times and turned it over. But the internet shows that unrestricted 3/8-inch, and it's a flexible line like almost every house has, to the toilet.
So your concern is certifying the meter?
Yes.
There is, and I believe they have to put a deposit down. Then we send it off. That's what I'm going back through here without taking too much time. If I recall, you have to pay a deposit. We take that meter out, and it is sent to can't remember where it goes for calibrate to check to see the calibration. If by chance it is found that it is correct, they're out the deposit. If it's found to be wrong, then it's replaced. However, like I said, it's
The second question while she's looking for that. Since I have been involved, which has been 9 years, and unfortunately, everyone that was involved, my mother-in-law, Virginia Bostic, Art Rettinger, Charmaine Dare, I could list a whole bunch, are all deceased, so I can't ask them about what was before then.
You're the old guy now.
I am. But I know for the last 9 years, and I know that's bundled, and we have faithfully played the $68 and whatever it is every month on the Depot and the First Missionary Baptist Church. And neither one of those, to my knowledge, in 9 years has ever had a single piece of trash removed. Is there any way of, now we're willing because we have to have water and sewer. Is there any way of separating off? There is not any way.
Because it is available to you. so we have to charge everybody.
Hmm.
Because we couldn't go behind every
I-
trash
I know-
truck and
yeah.
say, well, they pick up, they don't pick up, they pick up, they pick up. And sometimes, hey, they may have picked up, because people are on vacation. That's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for us to regulate.
Sure.
So if it is available to you, then I would go ahead and use it.
We don't have anything to use
I
because
know.
we're not
Like
even
I said-
open for
Well, like I said, that's
from
that's
Labor
the
Day
intent.
until, and we have, I mean, there might be one or two paper towels used when people do use the restroom. And we appreciate everything the town does. I'm like you guys, I'm just as president doing my due diligence to where people are dying more quickly and our membership goes down and we're limited on funds too. So I just, two things that came up. One, when this water leak, so that was my first question is if there is certified, because I don't think that it is possible that we were using 3,500 gallon a day when an engineer and looking at the internet and a certified plumber have both said that's not physically possible to run that much water through three stations.
Yeah.
Was something done to fix it?
I went in to check the furnace,
Okay.
jiggled the handle, and I thought, oh crap.
Okay. So you
It's
think-
going to be replaced. I mean,
So you think the flapper was stuck open?
I am absolutely 100% sure
Okay.
the
But the
flap-
question is how we got that much water into the tank.
That's
to
correct.
flow through. Gotcha.
Because looking at it, I'm pretty sure that's the original flapper imposed. I doubt if it gets flushed 5 times in a year. I mean, because we're only open on 2 hours on Sunday from, and like I say, Matt was very helpful. It couldn't have been outside because there by the railroad, if 35,000 gallon would have come to the top of the ground. I mean, I'm just a farmer now. I know that if you get a water leak underground, that much water is.
And we can see on the charts that it's not.
The day that I did it, Becky said it went to 0. Now, fortunately, I went in to check to make sure the furnaces were working because it was the first cool spell that we had. Otherwise, it would still be running. Other than they caught it and called us and said, and Matt, you went and checked the meter, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, because this is
Other
really
than that,
wide
yeah.
up there, 'cause it's
Maryland had two of them. It was 68,000 gallon or 6,800 a day. And she had 2 toilets leaking, and here's at 33. So I mean, yeah, I mean we can send it off, but I think we went through this before. It's going to be about $300 to get it certified, and then plus we'll have to do a meter. But my question was on this one, if you look at this with the historical society, they go down, but then it dropped all the way down to 53 gallons, and then went back up to 160, then back up to 194.
And I guarantee you there was nobody.
I don't. But if you're only there till Labor Day, so that would have been, this was like December the 19th.
Yeah.
So was there a special event? Is what I was wondering.
No,
Not be able to tell you the exact facts on the policy and how that works getting certified. We'll have to look that up.
sure.
Someone will contact you with that information,
That'd be great.
and we'll revisit this our next meeting.
That's fine.
Okay, and someone will reach out to
But
you.
you can, I mean, when he told me that it was going up and down, there are 4 people that have keys to that building.
Yeah,
And it's been closed since Labor Day, other than like say, I went in, checked to make sure both furnaces were working, and I thought, oh gosh, I opened the door, heard the 12th running. I knew exactly it was the 12th of October was when we had the event there, and
right, yeah.
like I say,
No, I understand your concern.
okay,
unfortunately,
here it is. I found it. In section 52208, rules and regulations for water meters. Section C, if any user desires to have his or her water meter tested, he or she shall make request in writing to the town and to deposit with the Public Works Department, which is technically us, a water meter test deposit as specified in the town's utility fee schedule. So I'll have to go back and look at that. The Public Works Department shall test the meter with the user present at the test. If it wishes to independently test the water meter, the Public Works Department or its representative is empowered to test the meter in the absence of the user. If the town determines that the user damaged the meter, the user will be charged per the town's utilities fee schedule. And a record of the date when each meter was furnished, blah, 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 will be kept on file. So, let's go back and look at the fee schedule. I want to say it's $250.
Are they not? I mean, are they? Is there a
They're
schedule
all-
where they're
they're all brand
recertified?
new. No, we
They're all
don't go
brand
through and
new.
certify them every year.
But I mean,
No, we don't certify them unless
unless
somebody
you know
wants
there's a problem.
them. Right, and then we have to follow this procedure because then I'll have to put another one in, which is fine. We just got to get, then Becky's got to change everything in the computer, and I got to put it in the data log to read that new meter while the old one's gone, and then put the new one. You know what I mean? So it takes a little bit of time to get everything switched around. Because these all are new meters.
Or are they?
Yeah, they've all been put in within the last 4 years,
Depending on the
depending on
cycle.
the location.
So
but-
they're not 30-year-old meters.
Oh,
Oh, no,
this
they're
is-
brand
this
new.
is
They're all
brand
radio
new.
rig
Yeah,
meters. That's how we have those reports. So
yeah, this is all brand new. So
Well, we have a meeting Thursday. My
okay, so
suggestion.
it's only a water meter test deposit is $100.
Okay. Well, can I get back with you after our meeting Thursday? But
Yeah.
my guess is, I mean, you guys can see my logic when I have a retired plumber, years of experience that said
You
that's
got
not
that right.
possible, and then we looked it up on the internet and it says, it's not physically possible to run that much through a 3/8-inch line unrestricted, let alone restricted. So,
That's fine. You have
but
that
we're going to
right.
put in a low volume. I mean, you don't want to have to spend the money on a new toilet that gets flushed 3 or 4 times a year, but in this case, it costs us $344.
Alrighty. Well,
Thanks for your time.
Yep, good with that, and we'll get it taken care of.
Yeah.
Moving on, mechanical work. Randy Mills.
He
Is
didn't
that-
come. I put him on just in case. Or
no, he didn't say nothing to me.
okay.
All right, let's
So-
get that. We have the street closure for Butte County Municipal Honor Society.
I went ahead and put this in here. It's not scheduled for April, but we are getting requests for more of these. I've got good neighbor communities also wanting to plan one too. So I'm like, as soon as you get your date, the quickest it gets here. So Allison Cyber has already. They've already paid. They already have their certificate of insurance is good at the date of this because I have it from homecoming, from when they do the homecoming parade. So. Basically, she's complied with that part of it.
Yeah, this is
What
another.
is she requesting being closed?
Right, it's another like we just did.
Is it every place there's a dot or?
Like this is the
The
plan
route.
because I did tell Matt Snyder, I guess, is the one that drew it for her. And when I had talked to her previously, I'm like, avoid crossing any of the state highways because we really can't do any shutting down of them whatsoever. So.
You have something.
Well, I'm just thinking we've had this issue already on a road closure from somewhere. Is it something that's got to be done right now, or is it something to where, Jeff had brought up before about closures, about charging per cones and all that other. Maybe we need to put something a little further in writing now with these road closures, as many as it's coming up, so we can cover ourselves down the road. That it's not just
Well,
Hey,
to
you
me,
get away
she's
with
already paid the fees of the $30 fee. The school's already paid that fee, as per this. I put out in the listserv request for a fee schedule of what people charge for cones, that stuff, over a week ago, and I still haven't heard back from anybody. So, if anybody knows of some other community that has something like that, get it to me. But I have not heard anything back on fee schedules for cones, barricades, any of that stuff.
Yeah, I know these are becoming more frequent. I know we can't obviously. I mean, that's something down in the whole town there. I don't know what's right or wrong on what we do, but I would like to try and get something that's kind of standard, and maybe you and Todd could talk and come up with some ideas for us, and we can discuss it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that
See.
obviously we're just, because we're getting them on top of each other, piggybacking, and then we're buying more supplies. Yeah, I can
Why
talk
we
to
shut
Todd.
down? Why can't we shut down?
Right.
Why can't we help?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'll talk to Todd, see what his thoughts are, and then but she's already paid and this and that. Then I mean, I'm just wanting to try to get something in place down. You know.
Well, I mean, if you guys come up with a route you guys think would work,
About around the high school track.
then well, like somebody told me, why not use my water? I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, I don't understand. I mean, I get
Yeah.
I get it to an extent. I do.
No,
but
I do. I'm just, yeah, that's fine. I can get with him. We'll talk about it. I'll call a couple other towns and see what they do when they want to shut down. You know, like if they want to shut down for a run or whatever, how they do it and what they request to be, you know, about, because, you know, like I talked with Jeff, had talked in here before a little bit, you know, is it something that where we get into I don't want to, but if we have to, as the street department or utilities, go out and throw the cones down on the streets and then have to bill them to pick them up and all that stuff, and then that way we know for sure they're getting where they're supposed to go, because we've had that instance where streets have supposedly been shut down and then they didn't shut the right streets down, which can cause havoc for town people. So that's fine. I'll talk to him. We'll try to put our heads together, come up with something and get it back to you.
Yeah, because I mean, I think it's great. Hopefully it brings people
Yes.
to the town,
Yes.
right? Like, and I want to help with that
Yep.
as a town, but I just think we need to get something more standard. It's, you know, this is what we'll do when you got that much.
Right.
So, anyone else got anything on that?
The east-west streets they're using Union, and it looks like Sycamore.
I don't know, Jerry. I haven't seen the street closure yet.
I mean, that's what it looks like. Yeah. And then they're coming back to Union's probably Fosdick.
that's what it
Yeah.
looks like. It looks like they're trekking around the school property first, and then going down Union Street on down, and then circling back.
I think it's something we all need to think about is what we'll do with these runs, I guess. Anything else on that?
That feels bad.
Love it.
While we're waiting, Melissa or Matt, do you recall when Scott Ramey approached the board about that area in front of his business, something about the stop sign and the lanes? What was it? Was the NDOT wanting to make that a designated lane or a designated right turn, and he did not want that, or
Yes,
Do
and
you
that,
recall what they
in that project, it was gonna be, they were gonna have two lanes, one would be a straight lane, one would be a turn. And they would make that one, so it was right turn only. And then the other one would be straight, and then you'd have, straight or left, and then it was right turn. I'd have to revisit to make sure.
So there's like four spaces there, right? Parking spaces.
There was gonna be some spaces right through there that would be affected by it because they wouldn't be able to back out. And that's the way they said
He wasn't going to lose spaces. He was just concerned with them getting out,
that they were gonna be able to get out because you were gonna have double lane,
which you can
Yeah.
anyway for the vehicle.
right, but they pretty much, they're just one lane now, but they were gonna make that a little bit into there.
Because we did a resolution requesting the state not to go ahead with that,
Correct.
and we did that and sent that off to
Right,
was it Brock?
it's all been passed, so there's nothing there that they're gonna do.
Yeah.
That all got changed in that project, cause that would've been done. So, as far as I know, I've not seen anything else come through about it.
That's in front of the,
Correct, it's right there on the south side in front of the building.
you better worry about the back of the building. Somebody likes it too much. You see the corner of it?
Doesn't sound like us have anything to discuss.
Somebody got in here today.
I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.